linked to the shooting dead by police of Michael Brown. Today's protest, though, was over the death of another young black man, Antonio Martin, at the hands of police. It happened at a petrol station in Berkeley, another suburb of St. Louis. According to police, Martin drew a handgun when an officer approached him and another man. That officer then opened fire. Well, in the past hour or so, the police have been giving a news conference, and the St. Louis County Police Chief John Belmar said he hoped the unrest that had been seen in November wouldn't be repeated over this incident.
Again, I don't want to see a situation, certainly as a St. Louisan, as somebody that grew up in North St. Louis County, to see our neighborhoods again be torn apart. I don't feel that's going to happen out of this, but I certainly understand the fact that when crowds gather, they have emotions and things they want to talk about, ma'am.
I've been talking to Mike Colombo, a reporter with KMOV-TV. He's been down at the scene of the shooting all morning.
The situation at the gas station here in Berkeley has calmed. Just for our listeners' purposes, let me give you an idea of where this is located in relation to Ferguson. We're in North St. Louis County, as Ferguson is. Berkeley is about 5.5 miles from Ferguson, so that just kind of sets the scene as far as where we're talking about location-wise. At this hour, there are less than a handful of demonstrators who are still here at the station. There are police officers still on scene. The business has not reopened as usual, but it is very calm here and a very different scene than what we saw overnight.
From your understanding, what exactly happened last night? These two men, what were they doing at the petrol station? Why did the police turn up?
Well, from what we just heard from St. Louis County Police Chief John Belmar, the officer was responding to the gas station for a report of larceny, which here in the States, and I may carry the same meaning across the pond, but basically a call of some sort of theft. When he arrived, the officers tell us that there was some sort of confrontation with these gentlemen. He observed them on the side or near the side of the building, and at some point, one of the two men pointed a gun at the officer, and at that time, the officer fired at that person. Police Chief John Belmar also saying one of those shots struck the man, one of the shots that was fired struck the tire of the police car, and the third shell casing cannot be found. He did indicate that perhaps more shots have been fired, but to the best of their knowledge at this point, police are saying that 3 shots were fired. They also went on to say that a gun was found. The gun believed that this man was holding was found. It was a 9mm handgun, he said, with the serial number having been defaced. So that's what we're hearing from police at this point. Some surveillance video was released, but having viewed it myself, it's hard for me personally to make out exactly what is taking place there. You can see the police car arrive. You can see what appears to be a small group of people near that car. But as far as seeing any flashes of light that could be from, the barrel of a gun or something of that, I personally have not been able to make it out.
And that was Mike Colombo, reporter with KMOV-TV, talking to me from that petrol station in Berkeley, St. Louis. Updates, of course, throughout the day on that story and all the other news today on our website. It's bbc.com/news. You're listening to News Out from the BBC World Service. Do stay with us. We've got much more to come in the next half hour.
Distribution of the BBC World Service News Hour in the United States is made possible by American Public Media, producer and distributor of award-winning public radio content. APM, American Public Media, with support from Lumosity, introducing a 10-minute fit test to challenge memory, attention, and problem-solving to calculate baseline scores. Learn more at lumosity.com.
WNYC support comes from the Charles H. Repson Foundation, because a great city needs an informed and engaged public. More information at repsonfoundation.org.
You may know astronaut Chris Hadfield by his beautiful